My goodness me, taking us back to those 90 ravers, baby. Big number one tune that in 1994. Been lucky enough to support Baby D as well. She is an absolute delight. She really is. Incredible vocalist as well. Absolutely smashed it. Right, we are here on your Wednesday morning, and it is the first edition of Synergy Talks. And I'm super chuffed. I feel proper G'd up already, just catching up with Carl Williams off air. Morning, buddy. How you doing?
Good morning, mate. I'm hyped. I'm full of energy. I'm full of smiles. I'm starting the new year like we need to. I'm ready to go.
So good to see you, man. So of course, January, always a huge month for people, isn't it? It's, joining gyms, it's getting fit, it's getting healthy, it's shaving off those festive pounds. Lots of people wanting to, feel better and get in shape.
Yeah, mate, it's a new chance. It's a new opportunity. It's a new year. It's a new mindset. It's a new ambition, new goals, and a new pathway. It is every reason why we need to be doing something. And, regardless of what's gone on in the past, we can do this on a daily basis, but generally it happens on a Monday. It happens when the kids go back to school, or it happens at the start of a new year. And you can just feel that energy in the air. Everybody has that little bit more motivation. Everyone's got that little bit of a better mindset, or they've got ambitions and goals that maybe they've not really believed in for a while. And it's reignited that fire under them to get going. So I love January. It's amazing.
I mean, one thing you've taught me is you don't need a new year or a new beginning to make an excuse of making a change. You can just do it whenever you want to do it. Yeah. But seeing those new digits, seeing it is a new year, it's January. If you're writing dates down, it's 0101. Yes. You're seeing all these new numbers. I know a few people that are quite superstitious and spiritualistic. Of course, it's a new outlook. It's a new page. It's the best excuse you can ever get right now, isn't it? To get yourself fit, get yourself sorted, and tackle the year ahead of you.
Yeah, that's it. The people are in it. It's a new shading. It's new new moons and things like that. And moving into different star signs and things like that. It is the best reason and the best. If you need an excuse, you've got one. Because this is what people look for. They look for justifications. And whether it's a positive justification or a negative justification, or I won't start today, or I'll have my cheat meal today because I've eaten it, or I'm doing something with the kids, or I can justify being naughty today. It's the same the opposite way when it comes to January. This month is the justification of a new start, a new lease of life. Let's get in and let's go. So yeah, it is used as a time. Essentially, we don't need it, but for those people who just want that little bit of extra motivation, this is that point in time. It's that chance to get in and to set yourself up for the year.
So Christmas, I mean, I said to myself, do you know what? I'm just going to enjoy it. I cooked some lovely gammon. I made some awful chocolate brownies. Awful on paper calorie-wise and the fat content, but tasted delicious. We had the celebration boxes open. I thought, you know what? I'm gonna allow myself to eat what I want. Got my steps in, didn't exercise as much. I enjoyed it for a couple of days. Then I was like, do you know what? I felt so awful. I was like, I can't wait to get back to it. So I started exercising earlier. I got back onto my clean eating earlier. And it's amazing how quickly you can turn it around. I put on, 3 kilos? So what's that, 6 pounds? So half a stone, in a matter of nearly, a week and a bit. It's frightening how quickly you can put it on. But also what I was super chuffed at is how quickly you can lose it again just by doing a few workouts and clean eating. It's amazing, really.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, when you put yourself in a position and you kind of go all out and you put your body full of extra calories, and we go back to that balance that we talk about, the food going in compared to the calorie burn and the output. If you're eating a lot more consistently, then it is very easy to build up those glycogen levels, to build up that energy, to store that extra, the extra food and whatnot, and put on that weight. Also, if you're eating more, then your digestive tract and everything and your stomach will hold more food, and you probably won't be as consistent with your bowel movements and things. So your body will very easily hold weight. But essentially, as soon as you get back into that consistency of the eating at the right times, of the being in your energy at the right period of the day and whatnot, and kind of getting back into your normal day everyday routine and activity, then your body again it's that engine that's having a recondition, isn't it? It's becoming efficient again, and it's becoming efficient again, and then you're going to burn those calories nice and quick. So yeah, it's very, very nice to see that when you focus and when you get on track again, that your body can just change and it can adapt.
It is. It's remarkable, really. It's quite impressive. But yeah, spot on with a few points you made there, Carl. One of them definitely bowel movements. My goodness, that's the interesting one. But also, I was getting back to the same portion sizes that I was before with a lot of my prep meals, and I'm feeling so much more hungry. I was snacking a lot more. So I was normally I'd have sort of a third of a cucumber. I was having half a cucumber for my snacks. I was so much more hungry because I was used to eating bigger and larger meals. So it's really interesting actually on the transition, getting back to it. But my goodness, I feel so much better for getting back on plan. Great to see though that we've got quite a few of the team doing Step into January. Not sure if you've seen or heard much about it, Carl. 10,000 steps a day every day for January, raising cash for Megan Starr Foundation. Gina Jones and Tom Dyer from the Early Breakfast Show and the Breakfast Show respectively, with OC Davis, Roundabout Garage Nayland with Gina. They are taking on the challenge. They're doing it. Tom's loving it, stretching their legs, smashing the steps in. Gina's getting up at 5:30 in the morning to do it before her breakfast show. But she said to me, start of the week, she said, Toby, you need to put this question to Carl for me, please. Please let this be the one. Yeah. Said, I am now doing 10,000 steps a day, about 3 miles. Because that was the biggie I wanted to get with Gina. It was obviously, your different strides, different steps, different mileage. So she's doing about 3 miles across the 10,000 steps. But she's not losing any weight.
Right. Okay. No problems. And is it a goal for doing this weight, or is that kind of a motivation at the same time?
Her motivation is to predominantly lose the weight, feel better in herself. So I gave my answer to her this morning, and it'll be interesting to hear yours. So why isn't Gina losing the weight when she's now working out more and doing 3 mile a day?
Yeah, no problem. Well, there's a couple of different outcomes, and some of them we won't be able to control. It will be Gina controlling them, or whoever else is in this position, but subconsciously she might not be understanding what she's doing. So you've got a couple of different reasons. First of all, if she is significantly burning more calories now than she's ever burnt before, then she might not be fueling well enough in order to be burnt, for the body to be letting go of that bad weight. For example, if she normally eats 1,000, or she shouldn't have 1,000, but just say 1,000 for easy figures. If she normally eats 1,000 calories a day, and she is now burning off 1,000 calories, because she's doing a lot of walking and extra stuff on top of a normal day, then that leaves no fuel within the body to work and function properly. So here, a body would essentially be in shutdown mode, and it would be holding on to everything that it has in order to keep her moving, functioning, thinking, talking, breathing, sleeping, and whatever else it might be. So a lot of the time, when people go from doing not a lot to a lot in a short period, then their body just goes into shutdown mode because they haven't got the fuel in order for their body to start burning off the excess. What we need to be doing is making sure that we've got enough calories in our body so you can do your exercise and have the energy, but your body still have enough surplus calories in order to function correctly at the same time. So the first thing could be she's not eating enough food for the exercise that she's doing. One of the other things that she could have been, and this is what I'm saying, it could be a couple of different outcomes, that what she thinks she's eating and what she's actually eating are completely different. Now, what happens with a lot of people, and I was having a conversation with a new online trainer that's a friend of mine last week, and she was saying that she had an issue with somebody wasn't losing weight like they thought they should have done. And I said, right, okay, how are you monitoring their food intake? And she said, well, they're telling me they're having this. And I said, right, okay, but when they tell you that you're having a handful of rice?
Are they actually?
Are they actually having a handful of rice? Are they having a handful and a half of rice? Are they telling you about the biscuit that they're having in between with the tea? Are they having you that they're having 10 milliliters of milk when actually they're having 25 milliliters of milk? And what I'm getting at is what they're telling you and what they're actually doing over a week is actually, they don't balance out. It's not even slightly, it's like this. So let's say that you get 300 calories a day wrong from your inconsistent counting or monitoring. 300 calories is not a lot. If you're having 6 meals a day, that's 50 calories a meal. If you're getting that wrong, and 50 calories a meal could be as much as half a spoon of peanut butter, and you're already over for that 50 calories. If you did that in a day, in a week, that's 1,200 in a week. Now, you know, you're looking at, if you did that for a month, that could be a pound or two difference in weight. So you've really got to make sure what you're eating and what you think you're eating is exactly the same. So you need to be monitoring what you're having at that period of time in order to make sure that you are actually doing it. Or the other option I've got for you, Toby, long answer this one, is we are actually just coming off the back of a period of festivities. And you may have filled your body with so many calories at this point in time, it might take you 2 weeks to burn off the excess before your body will actually go into the position of losing weight. So, you know, your body will be in a shock period, and it's still got so much stored glycogen, which is energy in our body and our muscles, that, you know, you might take a little bit longer before you start seeing the results. So the only way you can do it is keep doing what you're doing. Nothing worth gaining ever come in 2 weeks anyway. You've got to see it all the way through. You've got to push through to the end of the month. But your body, as you become more consistent, figure out if you're losing weight or if you're not losing weight in the next week or two, then make some changes. Look into a little bit more depth of what you're actually eating from an output and an input perspective, and you should be able to get your results and figure out where you're going wrong.
They are, Gina. That is the answer. They are. It's there in black and white, and hopefully that has solved it for you. I wasn't too far off the mark. I said, Gina, you're going to have to give it a little while. You know, it's not just going to happen like that. It's going to take a couple of weeks. But also I said, as mad as it sounds, and, you know, totally what you told me from the outset, Carl, you're going to have to eat more. You're going to be eating more than you ever have done. You're going to be intaking more calories than you have done, but you'll be losing the weight. How? Because it's all about what you're putting in. And to be fair, Gina said, yeah, you know, you're right there. And, you know, I said, you know, I'm having 4 or 5 meals a day. You know, but it's all about the good stuff, you know, and she said that she was at work and she felt a bit faint and she had to go home and make some scrambled eggs, you know.
Okay,
so
well, that's
exactly what you're
definite.
saying.
If you would have said those words, I would have told you straight away. And bear in mind, just for clarity of the people who are listening, just for clarity, when I said 1,000 calories, that is not in any way, shape, or form saying 1,000 calories is good. I was just giving simple figures. If anything, you want to be more at 2,000 or maybe a few more if you're consistently working out all the time. But it's about that input to that calorie bin.
Yeah. So Gina, hopefully that's answered it for you, my love. And you know, please feel free to chat to Carl as well if you want any helps with the foods, because he'll be able to help you there. Leanne has been in touch. Absolutely star. Happy New Year to you, Leanne. Always great to hear from you. She always loves commenting on the lives. Thanks for your support on the feature, my dear. So many people don't think about the fat and calories in the simple things like a spoonful of sugar or the can of pop they had in the day. It all adds up. Certainly does, doesn't it, Carl? So those small amounts, you do that repetitively enough, and at the end, it's a big old amount.
Oh yeah, that's it. It's the little things that you don't normally think about counting. And it's the lot of things when people do a lot of these diets and things like this, is that they'll say, oh, you can have whatever you want of this, or you can have that, or because it's free on their particular diet plan, it doesn't mean it's free in nutritional value. You know, so it's all adding up all the time. That's the big thing. Everything's adding up, and you've got to be really cautious on what you're having and what you're eating. And when you've got those balances and those numbers right, you just watch it work. Yeah. And remember, it's slow and consistency which wins the race. It's the tortoise and the hare. Anything that comes off really quickly is going to go back on quickly. Anything that goes on quickly can come back off quickly. But we don't want that when we're looking to make a lifestyle change, and when we're trying to be consistent. It's slow and steady. So set yourself out a target and just meet that daily requirement, and you watch in 2 or 3 months the differences it's going to make to you. Yeah.
And I think that's a really good point, Carl. You know, you do the 12-week lifestyle transformation. It's on now. It does take 12 weeks for a reason. You know, it's not just going to happen. You know, it is a lifestyle change, and, you know, it's going to take a little while, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. That's it. It's all about consistency, and it's all about building something into your lifestyle that you can manage and you don't need a break from. You know, if you need to have a break from dieting every 2 or 3 weeks, or it does your head in, or you're getting stressed about it, or you're thinking, you know, my life is not good like this, then you're doing something wrong. You're not doing something that is manageable and that is stress-free and that is going to ultimately give you the best all-round goodness of life, wellness, and well-being. And that's it. There's no point looking amazing if you feel rubbish all day, and if you're not happy and you're stressed, and all you do is think about is the scales. You've really got to weigh up in your head what is valuable to you, what is important to you, and self-love, self-respect, and self-esteem is as important as anything else. So do something that you don't need a break from.
Yeah, some wonderful advice there. And a diet is what you make it as well. It was a real good meme I saw over Christmas. Gina's actually been in touch saying, thank you so much, Carl and Toby. Absolute pleasure. Hopefully you can take that on board, Gina. Please get in touch for your questions. Let's get them rocking and rolling. If it's health related, fitness, food, dietary, mental health, well-being. It's what this feature is all about. Pop us a message at POS Radio on the socials. Carl, so good to catch up, buddy. And I will see you again tomorrow, hopefully, for a nice little one-to-one. We'll smash it in the gym, and you'll be back here same time next week.
Excellent. Look forward to it.
Top man. Carl Williams there from Synergy. Make sure you check out Synergy Health and Wellbeing online for more information and to get in touch with Carl right